YouTubers, welcome to Bikini Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, and feel free to write down in the comments below. I've got a few interesting stories for you today, but I'm going to kick off with Jennifer Dorie and do a bit of an update and a physique update leading up to Olympia. She's still on a bit of a high out of the Arnold Classic win, which I can imagine would have been amazing for her as it was such a stacked lineup. Now she would be looking to make those slight adjustments required to put her in the best position going into Olympia, because one would say she is the favourite. Thinking of Jen's feedback from the Arnold Classic, which was to essentially bring the package that she delivered at the evening show, which was slightly more crispy than the pre-judging leading into Olympia. So I would suspect that she does not need to make any major adjustments at all leading into Olympia, and it puts her in a really great position. I did see in a recent post, a recent story from Jen, that she's struggling to fit into the shorts that she's wearing in this post, and they are a 23 inch, and she has to keep them up in her Louis Vuitton belt. So it just goes to show how teeny tiny her waist is. I'm thinking it's about the 22 inch mark, but it is incredible, and it just really goes to show what a fantastic shape she has. Guys, I honestly cannot wait for Olympia this year. I do believe it's going to be a battle between Jennifer Dorie and Issa to take out that top position. We do know that Jen came second at Olympia last year behind Janet, and then Issa won it the year before. So I think they're both going to have their gloves out and they're going to be battling for that top position, and it's going to be really, really exciting and interesting to see. Guys, what do you think? Do you think Jen's going to take it out this year? Do you think Issa's going to take it out? Do you think Laura Lee, or do you think someone else? Let me know in the comments down below. Now let's switch gears for a moment. We do know that the Arnold UK was on this weekend, but another show was also on in the US called the Minneapolis Pro Bikini, and it had some pretty great names. But the interesting thing is, some of the competitors were actually supposed to compete at the Arnold UK, but switched over to compete at this show, and we do suspect it is because some of them are qualified for the Olympia this year, and logistically it makes a lot more sense. Also, this could potentially be a qualifier for Olympia 2022. However, the official scoring criteria has not been released for 2022, so it's too early to tell at this point in time. But it was such a stacked lineup, and let me tell you, it was a fantastic show. Now let's talk about the exciting stuff and jump straight into the placing. In first place was Roxana, and she looked absolutely fantastic, and it wasn't easy as she was up against many favorites and veterans of the competition. But taking a look at her physique, she brought an absolute overall perfect physique. You know, she appeared to bring in the smallest waist amongst the competition lineup and displayed really great balance between her upper and lower body. As well as that, her front posing was on point. Her glutes really popped and emphasized that hourglass shape which everyone is chasing. And also, she really outposed the rest of the competition. So all of those points together, I can really understand why Roxana took out first place. And coming in second place was Francesca. She also looked incredible, and it is a great placing for her. We do know she has Olympia around the corner, next weekend to be exact, so this is a good tester for her. So it's quite smart to see what the judges are thinking of her physique, and if she can make any last minute amendments leading into that big show. I do think Francesca will make the top 10 in Olympia, but I will leave that for another video. My only thoughts are Francesca has been quite active this year. She has been competing in a lot of shows. And we do know with Ashley earlier, when she was competing in lots of shows, she started to become quite depleted and it resulted in her having not the best look. So I just hope the same thing does not happen to Francesca and she can maintain that amazing looking physique leading up to Olympia. Let's check out Elly from Mexico, who came in 3rd place at this show, and check out this photo. She looks absolutely incredible. Seriously, look at her abs and obliques. They're so conditioned, so dialed in. She looks absolutely incredible. We do know that Elly is also qualified for Olympia this year, so again, this will be a good test run for her leading up to the big O. She looks fantastic, and I'm sure if she maintains this, she'll go really well at Olympia, and I cannot wait to see what she brings. She also seems like a really friendly and upbeat competitor, and you all know that I love that about her. So she has the whole package. She's got the body, she's got the personality, so well deserved from Elly. To round out the top 4, we've got Alicia from Italy. She looked absolutely incredible as well. To compare her to the other competitors who placed, it does look like she had significant more muscle mass on her. She is also a taller competitor, so they're just a few comparisons for her and the other ones who placed just in front of her. But she did look absolutely incredible, I must stress that still. She is also one who is qualified for Olympia this year, so another little tester going into that big show. She is coached by Team Atlas, so James as well, who also coaches Laura Lee, so he is a seasoned veteran as well. He did believe that Alicia brought in the best look leading into this show, and that means they're probably going to bring in an even better look to Olympia. Now that we've spoken about the top 4, let's take a closer look at their back poses. And to be honest, it's really hard to split because they all look absolutely amazing. Great amount of muscle mass on all of them. If anything, maybe all of their hair could be slightly shorter just to show that lower back a little bit more and to really emphasize the hourglass. But all in all, they all looked absolutely incredible. Great amount of muscle mass. I particularly liked Francesca's tie-ins. I think they were spectacular. So really tough one for the judges. Just to recap the placings, in 1st place we had Roxana, in 2nd Francesca, 3rd place Elly, and in 4th Alicia. They all looked absolutely incredible, and it makes me so much more excited for Olympia. It's only 1 week's time. Can you believe it? The biggest show of the year. And I do believe this year is going to be the hardest to pick, the most competitive. And I'm going to find it so challenging, and I think everyone else will be, to pick that top 6 in particular. There's so many that you could select. So in that respect, it is super competitive. Guys, who are you most excited to see out of the lineup today at Olympia? And who do you think will take out Olympia? Write down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Please remember to hit like, hit subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Thank you so much for tuning in. Over and out from Bikini Nation.